Hello, friends. Welcome back again on the Consistency in Silence YouTube channel. In the previous class, we have started our center state relations, which we will be covering under three heads. In the previous class, we have covered our first head, that is legislative. The second head is the administrative relations, or you can call it as an executive relations, and the third one being the financial head that we will be covering under our next वीडियो। ये मैंने पहले लिख दिया है ताकि वीडियो ज़्यादा लंबी ना हो और आपका भी टाइम बच जाए। सो विदाउट एनी फर्दर अडू लेट्स स्टार्ट अवर टुडेज सेशन। सी इन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिलेशन और इन द एग्जीक्यूटिव रिलेशन somewhat topic we have covered previously, like there are three subjects under schedule 7, the first being the union, the second being the states, and the third is the concurrent list. Now the jurisdictory power of the union कहाँ होगी? सेंटर लिस्ट में या यूनियन लिस्ट में। लेजिस्लेटिव और jurisdictory power of the states कहाँ होगी? स्टेट लिस्ट में। Now these jurisdiction that have been legislated by the center or the state, इनकी एग्जीक्यूटिव jurisdiction power कहाँ से होगी? अगर आपको सिंपल शब्दों में समझना है, वैसे तो एक कॉमन सेंस है, बट आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फादर्स have written each and everything, so there is no ambiguity in our constitution. So पहले हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फादर्स ने लेजिस्लेटिव हेड में ये बताया कि भाई जो भी यूनियन लिस्ट में सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, it is the prerogative of the center to legislate on those subjects. All the rules and the laws that have been legislated by the center on these subjects, they will be executed throughout the territory of India. So this is the executive jurisdiction of center. The laws have been made on the union list by the center. The implementation of these laws is throughout the whole territory of India. So this is the executive jurisdiction of the center. Similarly, for the states executive jurisdiction is throughout the state's territory. Understood? But under center, one more function is there. याद कीजिए, implementation of international treaties with the consent of states? No, with or without the consent of states. तो ये याद रखना. Now we will start our obligation of states and center. See, parliament is almost powerful, sovereign, although our constitution is supreme and sovereign, but for the sake of language only, our parliament is supreme than the state legislatures. So the laws that have been made by the parliament, these are the first laws that will be made by the parliament. States are making laws subsequently. So in this particular obligation of states and center, there are certain conditions that have been obligated to states, that states you have to legislate laws provided under two conditions. The first one being, you do not impede or minimize the authority of executive power of center at state level. The constitution has given some powers to the center executive so that it can incur into the territory of the state list है ना, दी हुई है. Now states can't amend the constitution, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, and state can't pass the executive ordinances so that the center's authority or executive power in the state will lessen or minimized. तो ये state आप मत करना. Moreover, the laws that you will be legislating, they should be in consonance with the laws of the parliament. कैसे? अभी बताता हूँ मैं. मान लीजिए पार्लियामेंट ने ये बोला है कि भाई on the expressway you can't drive below 40 किलोमीटर पर आवर. ये है, सेंटर ने रूल बनाया एक्सप्रेसवे पे, फॉर एग्जांपल है. स्टेट क्या बोल रहा है कि भाई ऑन एक्सप्रेसवे इन द स्टेट ऑफ हरियाणा और इन द स्टेट ऑफ यूपी, ऑन द एक्सप्रेसवे वन कैन हॉल्ट हिज और हर कार. तो ये रूल बना दिया. सो इट इज़ नॉट इन द कॉन्सोनेंस विद द अथॉरिटी ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. इफ द स्टेट हैज़ मेड सच लॉ दैट प्लीज ड्राइव अबाउ 40 और ड्राइव अबाउ 60, सो इट इज़ इन कॉन्सोनेंस कि हाँ सेंटर ने कुछ एक लिमिट रखी थी, स्टेट ने उसी में थोड़ा आजू बाजू प्लस माइनस 50-60 करके कर दिया है और लॉ बना दिया. सो दिस इज नॉट वायलेटिव ऑफ द अथॉरिटी ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, बट टू डू कंप्लीट अपोजिट of what the parliament has legislated, yes, it is in the violation of the constitution. So this is the obligation of states and center. So these are two things. The first one, whatever rules that have been legislated by the state, they shouldn't impede the executive power of center in state. And second of all, it is in the consonance of the legislation of parliament. So this has been done. There are certain provisions where center can direct orders to the states, like maintenance of communication line, like providing education in mother tongue to minorities, to execute policies of ST in states, and maintenance of some big infrastructure of army and armed forces, such things. So these are certain directions that center will give to states कि भाई इसको ऐसे ऐसे आप रेगुलेट करो, ऐसे ऐसे मॉडिफाई करो और इसको ऐसे ऐसे आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वर्क में लाओ. So such is the power of center only on these particular matters. But if these particular directions will not be followed by states, then what will happen? So in both these two conditions, there is article 365, not 356, article 365. If the state is not following the direction of the center in these two heads, then article 365 will apply to those states, and under article 365 it will give center the power to apply 356. क्या है? President's rule. So particularly under these two heads, if states are not complying with the direction of the parliament, then 365 will came into life, and this 365 article will provide power of 356 to the parliament. It means application of the president's rule in the state. This has been done. Mutual delegation of functions. See, legislative powers among the states and the center is very much rigid, as can be seen under Schedule 7 of our constitution. There are three lists: the union list 100 subjects, state list 61 subjects, concurrent list 52 subjects. These are rigid in nature, and these are legislative division of powers. But the executive division of powers are not that much rigid. कैसे? अभी बताता हूँ. This is our president, this is state. President can give executive function to state, provided state had given consent to the president. Now what is the state legislature want to give some executive function to the center? So it is the prerogative of governor. The governor has the power to give executive function of state to center. यहाँ executive function of center to state को देगा, provided the center has given its consent. On accepting the same, these are the two conditions, which is known as mutual delegation of functions. Now there is one other thing which is very much important. Parliament. This is president, this is governor, this is parliament. These are states. Now the parliament has the authority to give some executive function of center to states, provided the state has given consent. So what is so unique in this case? It is unique that The states, in the first scenario, the states can give their consent to the parliament, while the parliament is giving the executive function of center to the states. But if the state are not giving their consent, then also by legislation parliament can give this particular thing without the consent of state. This is unique in this feature. Understood? So here there is agreement, है ना, consent है, there is a agreement, again agreement. Here parliament can exercise two options, one is agreement and second is legislation. So this is regarding prelims, mutual delegation of functions. Cooperation between center and state. There are certain things, certain subjects, certain forums on which the center and state has to comply. One of them is the development of our nation. The second is if there is a conflict between two or more states, then under article 262 पार्लियामेंट, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स हैं ये, प्रेसिडेंट, गवर्नर, यहाँ पार्लियामेंट. 262 क्या है? इंटरस्टेट रिवर वाटर डिस्प्यूट, इंटरस्टेट रिवर वाटर डिस्प्यूट. टू सॉल्व सच डिस्प्यूट्स ऑफ रिवर between two or more states, the parliament has the authority to establish a board. Understood? 263, the president can establish interstate council, so that the common interest, the common subjects of debate and discussions between center and state can take place. So center and state doesn't have to always approach on the doors of the Supreme Court to resolve this issue. There is another alternative provided in our constitution itself. So such is the vision of our constitutional fathers. ये आपको याद रखना है. So cooperation between center and state कैसे हो सकता है? 262, Parliament has the authority to cater to this interstate river water dispute by establishing some tribunals. And the second is 263, President can form a interstate council. Understood? तो ये तीन हो गए हमारे पास, चार हो गए. ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज आपको सबको पता है, हम इसी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं. राज्यसभा हैज़ अ स्पेशल पावर टू form these all India services provided the bill has been passed by the special majority. ये सब हमने पहले पढ़ा हुआ है. There are three all India services: Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Services. These two services have their origin from 1947 itself. जो हमारे पास British Administrative Services थी, they have been converted to Indian ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज. ठीक है, जो ब्रिटिश थी उसी को ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज बना दिया. बट इन 1966 वन मोर ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज हैज़ बीन इंक्लूडेड, दैट इज इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस. सो देर इज ओनली 3 ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज एंड इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विसेज इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन दिस लिस्ट. अंडरस्टूड? तो कौन कौन सी हो गई? IAS, IPS एंड इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस. वन मोर प्रीलिम ओरिएंटेड फैक्ट: the salaries and pensions of the all India services officers rests with states. Salaries as well as pension किसके ऊपर है? दायित्व है states का. States from your consolidated fund of state you should provide the salaries and pensions to these all India services officers. These all India services officers are controlled by both the center as well as state. The immediate control is with states. The actual control is with center. The centers through the UPSC recruit these all India services officers, train them and assign their cadre to the different states. Understood? तो फिर जो सेंटर के पास IAS हैं, IPS है, जो भी हैं, वो कैसे जाते हैं? So they will go under deputation. It means there is no central cadre in the all India services. By the way of deputation they will serve the center. This all India services provision is violative of the federal कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन और द फेडरल पॉलिटी ऑफ इंडिया, हमने पढ़ा था पहले. But what is the need of establishing this particular All India Services Officer? So the first one is to provide a uniformity of legislation in the country, to provide the meritocracy and efficiency in the administration of India, and third of all, these All India Services Officers are trained under one roof. ठीक है, they gel together, they have a uniform mindset. So even if we have a center state or state conflict, so these are very crucial in resolving that conflict. So these are some of the conditions that we can tick so that we can prove that yes, we have correctly violated the federal provisions of our constitution. State Public Service Commission कौन बनाता है? पार्लियामेंट बनाती है. कब बनाती है? When two or more states approach the parliament, we don't have expertise to form this particular public service commission. So we are delegating our power to you, executive power to you. Please make a joint public service commission. So parliament has the authority to make this JPSC. Sorry, we are having our discussion on SPSC. So State Public Service Commission, जो भी मैंने बताया वो JPSC के लिए था. जो पार्लियामेंट के पास अथॉरिटी है और स्टेट्स अप्रोच करेंगे वो जॉइंट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन के था. उसका एग्जांपल है जैसे हरियाणा पंजाब मान लीजिए आप. ठीक है, तो SPSC में क्या है, मेन जो हमको यूनिक चीज़ें ध्यान रखनी है, द मेंबर्स एज वेल एज चेयरमैन ऑफ द स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन विल बी अपॉइंटेड बाय गवर्नर बट रिमूव्ड बाय प्रेसिडेंट. तो ये फर्स्ट थिंग है. But in the case of JPSC, Joint Public Service Commission, the members as well as chairman should be appointed by the President of India. Understood? So these are two things regarding JPSC. In the judiciary, if we want to establish a high court, a common high court for two or more states, who has the power? तो आपको यही याद रखना है, पार्लियामेंट. But the appointment of high court judges is done by the president with consultation with CJI. और भी कोई है? Yes, governor. So the parliament can establish a common high court for two or more states like Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh High Court. And the president has the authority to appoint the high court judges provided he has advised CJI and governor. This is done. सबसे सिंपल है रिलेशन ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसीज. हमने तीन तरह के इमरजेंसीज आपको अभी तक रट जानी चाहिए, 352, 356, 360. 352 नेशनल इमरजेंसी. एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर कोई भी दे सकता है सेंटर टू द स्टेट्स ड्यूरिंग द नेशनल इमरजेंसी, सीधी बात है. एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्शन कोई भी दे सकता है. 356 में तो प्रेसिडेंट रूल ही है, तो प्रेसिडेंट रूल है तो सारी पावर प्रेसिडेंट के पास आ जाती है. 360 में यस, प्रेसिडेंट हैज़ अथॉरिटी टू मिनिमाइज और कट द सैलरीज ऑफ हाई कोर्ट जजेस, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस एंड अदर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मशीनरी. तो ये सारी चीज़ें थी हमारे रिलेशन ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी में. अदर प्रोविजंस में सी द स्टेट हैज़ टू रन इन अकॉर्डेंस टू द प्रोविजंस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. ये मैंने आपको बार बार पढ़ा है. बट ये कौन प्रूव करता है या साइन करता है कि यस द मशीनरी ऑफ द स्टेट इज बीइंग रनिंग ऑन द प्रोविजंस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? ये कौन करता है? दिस इज द प्रेरोगेटिव ऑफ गवर्नर. In the next classes we will study that governor perform two things. First of all, it is the constitutional head of the state, and second of all, it is the agent of center in the state. This governor provides fortnight report to the center that dear center, the state machinery has been working in accordance to the provisions of the constitution. Understood? एक और चीज़ है अदर प्रोविजंस में, the center has the onus responsibility to protect states from external aggression as well as internal disturbances. So this is the onus of center only. Understood? And this governor is appointed by president will hold office during the pleasure of president, but a particular tenure has been given in the constitution, that is 5 years. The last one is extra constitutional devices like Niti Aayog. This has been formed by replacing planning commission. Niti Aayog is a नॉन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी, नॉन स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी, इसका मतलब एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडी है बस. देन जोनल काउंसिल्स, ये हम पढ़ेंगे बाद में. दीज हैव बीन एस्टेब्लिश्ड अंडर स्टेट रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक्ट ऑफ 1956. और कितनी है, शायद से 5 है, बाद में वापस देख लेंगे. और इससे अलग एक और बन गई है नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल. दिस हैज़ बीन फॉर्म्ड अंडर नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न काउंसिल एक्ट. सो दिस इज फ्रॉम अनदर एक्ट, all the zonal councils under a single act. So ये सब था. फिर और भी है, नेशनल डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल भी है, ऐसी भी चीज़ें. यहाँ जो ISC है, किस में पढ़े रहे थे हम, कोऑपरेशन बिटवीन सेंटर एंड स्टेट. इसमें जो इंटर स्टेट काउंसिल हो रही है, इसका हेड कौन है, आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सो दीज आर ऑल द things under administrative or executive relations between center and state. In the next class, we will study thoroughly the financial head. Till then, if your concepts are getting cleared, please like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. तब तक के लिए goodbye, जय हिंद.